The sound of leather striking leather echoes through a dimly lit gym in Philadelphia. Sweat glistens, speed bags rattle. And amidst it all stands a man whose presence is as commanding as his fists. That man is Jaron Ennis, the new face of boxing dominance. As of now, Ennis holds an estimated net worth of $8 million, a fortune earned not through lavish sponsorships alone, but through the sheer, unrelenting destruction he's brought inside the ring. From his landmark deal with Matchroom Boxing and DAZN to sold-out arenas across the United States, Ennis has turned talent into treasure. Yet for those who followed his story, money is just a footnote. What truly defines him is his unbeaten record, his hunger for legacy, and his determination to become the next generational superstar in boxing. At just 28 years old, Jaron Ennis has unified titles, conquered opponents, and left seasoned analysts speechless. Still, he insists he's only scratching the surface. Early life: Philadelphia, a city of fighters, a city of underdogs, a city where grit is currency. It was here on June 26, 1997, that Jaron Ennis was born. His father, Derek Bozy Ennis, wasn't just a parent. He was a mentor, trainer, and visionary. A respected Philadelphia boxer in his own right, Bozy later became a renowned trainer, operating Bozy's Dungeon Gym, a sanctuary where toughness was crafted and skills were sharpened. From the very beginning, Jaron's path seemed destined. But Jaron wasn't the first Ennis to lace up gloves. His brothers, Derek Ennis Jr. and Farrah Ennis, had already made their names in professional boxing. For young Jaron, the standard was set high. Growing up in a home where boxing wasn't just a sport but a way of life meant that while other kids played video games after school, Jaron was learning how to pivot, jab, and slip punches. He often joked that he'd been in the gym since he could crawl, and it wasn't far from the truth. Ennis's earliest education came not from textbooks, but from the sweat-stained canvases of his father's gym. His formal schooling remains a mystery to the public, overshadowed by his obsession with the fight game. For him, boxing was school, his father was teacher, and the ring was classroom. Personal life: despite his rising fame, Ennis keeps his personal life wrapped in secrecy. Unlike many athletes of his generation who flood social media with every detail, Boots remains reserved. He has not publicly confirmed a wife or children, and though rumors occasionally swirl, they remain just that, rumors. What we do know is that faith and family play a pivotal role in his life. Ennis often mentions his gratitude to God and his devotion to the lessons his father taught him. It is this grounding that has kept him from the pitfalls of fame, ensuring that his focus never strays too far from boxing. Away from the spotlight, Jaron spends time giving back, particularly at his father's gym. Here, he inspires young fighters the way his father once inspired him. In an era when boxers are often consumed by celebrity, Ennis embodies humility, a man who still sees himself as a kid from Germantown chasing greatness. Professional career: amateur beginnings. Before turning pro, Ennis built an impressive amateur career. In 2014, he won a silver medal at the U.S. National Golden Gloves, followed by a gold medal in 2015. His style was already evident: slick, unorthodox, explosive. His peers saw a kid who could switch stances effortlessly, bewildering opponents. Turning professional, 2016. On April 30th, 2016, Ennis entered the professional ranks, defeating Corey Muldrew in emphatic fashion. From then on, it was a steady rise, one knockout after another. Breaking out: the boxing world took notice on April 10th, 2021, when Ennis demolished former IBF champion Sergey Lipinets in 6 rounds. This was more than a win. It was a statement. Boots Ennis wasn't a prospect anymore. He was a contender. Capturing gold, January 2023, won the IBF interim welterweight title against Karen Chikadzean. July 2023, defended with a brutal 10th round knockout of Royman Villa. November 2023, elevated to full IBF champion after Terence Crawford vacated. The unification. The defining moment came on April 12, 2025, when Ennis faced Imantas Stanionis in a unification bout. For 6 rounds, Ennis dominated, forcing Stanionis' corner to stop the fight. With that, he became the IBF, WBA, Super, and Ring Magazine welterweight champion. Philadelphia erupted. Their new king had arrived. The next chapter. In July 2025, Ennis vacated his welterweight titles, announcing his move to super welterweight, 154 pounds. By August 2025, he signed a blockbuster promotional deal with Matchroom and DAZN, setting up his debut at 154 against Wisma Lima for the IBO belt. Promoter Eddie Hearn called him unbeatable. Fans agreed. Current record. Ennis stands 34-0, 30 KOs. One of the most feared men in boxing today. House tour and car collection. Unlike many fighters who flaunt mansions and exotic cars, Ennis is different. He hasn't showcased flashy houses or luxury garages. His home life remains a mystery, perhaps by choice, perhaps by design. For Jaron, the real palace is Bosie's Dungeon Gym, where walls are lined with posters, echoes of punches, and the smell of ambition. If he does own luxury cars or estates, he has kept them far from the public eye, preferring to invest in the quiet power of humility. College career. There is no college chapter in Ennis' story. For him, higher education was found in endless rounds of sparring, in long hours of shadowboxing, in studying the greats. If universities hand out degrees in resilience and ring IQ, Ennis would hold multiple doctorates. His college was Philadelphia's fight scene, and he graduated with honors. As of today, Jaron Boots, Ennis is alive, undefeated, and thriving. He is preparing for his highly anticipated debut at 154 pounds, with fans and pundits alike eager to see if he will extend his dominance into a second division. There is no cause of death to report, only the promise of more greatness ahead. Jaron Ennis' story reads like a modern boxing fairy tale. A boy born into a boxing family in Philadelphia grows up in the shadows of his father's gym. His brothers paved the way, but he surpassed them, carrying the family name into championship glory. He remains grounded, humble, and intensely focused, resisting the distractions of wealth and fame. At 28, he is already a unified champion, a millionaire, and one of the most feared fighters in the sport. Yet, when you hear him talk, you realize he still sees himself as a student, hungry to learn, hungry to fight, hungry to prove. For fans, the question is no longer if Jaron boots, Ennis will be great. The question is just how great will he become?